Regional Park, which has now been changed to Broward County Stadium now. And the run chase is about to begin. Myrtle Grove are only chasing 46 runs. As we were telling before the break, this is an 8-over-a-side game, so they need 46 in 8 overs. See the clouds. There's a cloud cover. It's been there all day, but as we've been saying, there's no threat of rain. So far, we've had full day of cricket. You see the lights being turned on. The artificial lights taking over as the evening wears in here at Fort Lauderdale. All in readiness for the run chase as the power play. Both the fielders in the deep are on the onside. It looks like the Milton Ground Cricket Association must be disappointed with their batting effort. There's Noman, who was their star batter. He's got the ball in his hand. Glenn starts off with a single. The run chase has begun with a solitary single, a punt down to the onside with soft hands. Glenn is got company of Wallace. Wallace is going to be on strike now. Packed offside field, short third man, point, cover, extra cover, and mid-off. This one is played straight down the ground, back to the bowler, slight fumble. Good bit of running from the Myrtle Grove pair. Wallace is off the mark now. So 2 for no wicket. You say this is an 8-over-a-side game, as we were slightly behind the schedule. That was reduced to 8 overs. This one is way down the leg side. Wide delivery. Keeper couldn't gather it too, so they ran an extra run. 2 to the total. Short, square leg sweeper will come around. Another single. Five for no wicket. Myrtle Grove. Another wayward delivery. Another extra conceded. Noman is probably trying to tuck the left-hander up by giving him no space, but the execution is not quite right at the moment. In the air, over the head of the fielder. He tried, but it eluded him and hits the boundary fence. It was a good-looking shot in the air, but away and up above the fielder's head. That's the first boundary of the innings. Glenn has got that boundary and scored the double figures in the very first over. 10 without a wicket. We keep saying a modest total of 46 runs to chase. Considering the nature of this event, they seem way short as we watch another single being added to the total. Bit of a mixed bag from Noman as well. Couple full tosses, couple down the leg side. And you can understand it's hard when you don't have a big total on the board to defend. You try too hard. This one is full and straight, but you're off the inside edge. Went to the sweeper on the onside. Good one to finish off from Noman as Myrtle Grove. And the first over with 12 for no wicket. $12 for no wicket at the end of the first over. Wallace will take up the strike. He's batting on 3. Glenn has got 6. Zaman is about to take up the attack from the far end, the northern end of the ground. Once again, his sweeper fielders are one patrolling the deep square leg boundary, and he got a long off on the boundary as well. As we welcome along Zafar Shah once again, as the first delivery has been played away from the short fine leg fielder, down the leg side, asking for trouble, and obliged as Wallace gets his first boundary. He moves to 7, and the score moves to 16.
Yeah, it was a beautiful shot. He just swept the ball down to the fine leg side and got his boundary. There's a big gap there to do it. Fielding, I think they have put him down to play the straight to the mid-off or play to the square leg. But I think the bowler is not pitching him that area that he can capitalize on his length.
Right arm round the wicket, slow delivery. Couldn't time it properly, Wallace, this time. But 1 run on offer, 17 for no wicket. A target of 46 for Myrtle Grove in 8 overs.
8 overs, yeah. And Zaman is bowling from the Palm Beach end. And the batting is Glennie, Dashman. I think this left-right combination may give Milton some trouble.
Always headache for the fielding side. Field has to change around as we watch the next one from Zaman. Rare dot delivery. You're talking about left-hand, right-hand combination. Field changes with the continuous rotation of strike. Gives headaches to the bowlers and the fielding captains. Especially at this level of cricket. The amateur level or club cricket is even more troublesome. Glenn has got that one high, and it sails over the fielder's head. A brilliant hit. And the first maximum of this innings, as Zaman has been hooked over the fence for 6 runs. Glenn looks in good touch. Picked up the length very, very quickly and helped himself to 6 runs. 23 for no wicket. Halfway stage in terms of the runs has already been achieved by Milton Grove. We're only in the second over as Glenn has launched this one again. Back-to-back 6s. This one is even bigger, even further. And Zaman turns away in disgust as Glenn is making it look ridiculously easy. $29 already, and Glenn has got 18. Zaman coming from some heavy fire from the Myrtle Grove left-hander. This time shows him some respect. Just a little dab on the offside for a run. And with that, he steals the strike as well. 30 runs after 2 overs. And the target of 46 is well within sight already after just 2 overs.
Yeah, that's the way it looked like. The fast pace and Myrtle Grove is really capitalizing on the power play. This is a 3-over power play, and Glenn and Wallace are doing well.
Easy target or not, but they've come out with intent. Glenn in particular, he's raced to 19, 2 massive sixes in the last over. And Wallace keeping him good company. He's batting on 8. As Zafar said, still only 2 fielders allowed outside the ring.
Yeah, I think this time they have taken the mid-off mid on for Glenn, Glenny, or no, Glenn.
That's
And
Glenn.
yeah, and let's see how Zaman does. Zaman goes, and it goes high, up in the air to the mid-off, and he's got caught. Good fielding placement by Zaman, and it rewarded him with a wicket.
Yeah, and a good catch as well. He was close to the boundary fence. He had one eye on the rope, but judged it perfectly. And Glenn was in a hurry. He wanted to finish it off real quick, but he got hauled out on the boundary. But he's provided a flying start to his team. He's gone for 19. Myrtle Grove 30 for 1.
They're almost
Harrison is the new batsman, but I think Wallace will be on strike. The batsman having crossed whilst that ball was in the air. This high ball under lights sometimes is not that easy, but it was well judged.
the bowler is Sayed. I mentioned earlier is Zaman, but it was not Zaman. It was Sayed. They changed the ball, and he just got the first wicket on the first ball, which is quite a what you call the encouraging for the Milton.
Slight consolation,
Yeah.
but as you know, this is amateur cricket played in good fun. Win or lose, the boys are having fun. As this one, the fielder misjudges it. He came too far, and it just went over his head and bounced inside the fence for a boundary. So Wallace is taking charge now after Glenn's dismissal.
Yeah, he's on 12, and it's 34 for 1 after 2.2 overs,
Yeah,
and you have 3 extras.
we're talking about the nature of this tournament. I mean, it's very, very good young cricketers, but mostly amateur club cricketers are here as well. For them to play on such a wonderful venue, as I said, win or lose, it's good to see that they're having fun and enjoying, and that's what it matters most. This one is in the gap. Excellent effort on the boundary. Great save. He's still running.
That was a good running stop and good fielding, but I think he run extra because he wanted to get into balance.
His
And,
momentum took him all the way.
exactly.
He ran about 30,
Yeah.
40 yards to his right, even after he had the ball in his hand, before he could steady himself and throw the ball.
Yeah.
Excellent piece of cricket. 35 for 1 now, over number 3. This one is once again in the air. And that's a drop. That one was in the air for a long, long time. Fielder had plenty of time to get underneath that. He called it loud. He was the one who was going to catch it, but unfortunately, it hit his fingers, I think, and popped out. Sayed has got a wicket, a drop catch of him, and this time it's a 6. Length delivery clobbered by Wallace, And he's in a hurry as well. Score is 42 after 2.5 overs with only 4 runs needed to win. Wallace moves to 19. And the Myrtle Grove have got this game in their hands and also with a very hefty net run rate at the end of that.
That's for sure. That will help them in the next round seeding for the standing in their quest for the playoff. No, earlier you mentioned there's a lot of amateurs players are playing. This is the amateur tournament, not a professional tournament, but there are some professional players are playing to give the encouragement to the young amateurs to learn the ropes of the professional cricket from them. So
that's the winning runs, I think, for 46 now in 3 overs. It took no time for Myrtle Grove to overhaul the total. 3 overs all it took with the loss of 1 wicket. Wallace hitting the winning boundary. He finishes on 23. And as you were saying, Zafar, it's an amateur tournament, all right, but every team has a couple good professional players to help the youngsters along and make it fun for everyone.
So this game is in the books, and we're going to take a little bit of break, and we'll be back for the next game in next 15 minutes.